Hey everyone, Tech Steve here. Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to show you a television that I know you've been wanting to see. This is the new 2025 TCL QM8 series. And as we all know, the 8 series is the go-to television when it comes to TCL. And just to let you know, I got a chance to see this TV before it was released to the public, and it was beautiful. I also got to see it compared to other TVs, and this TV is extremely bright and extremely detailed. And if you have an older TV, you're probably used to having these thicker borders on your television. And here's a couple more examples of that. But this TV has this new border design where it almost looks completely invisible. And part of this trip is that we got a chance to go to the SoFi Stadium and watch a live concert. And I had a chance to hang out with Brian Tung and Caleb Dennison, which was a good time. And I did a little bit of dancing too. Don't make fun of me. This QM8 is available in a 65, 75, 85, and a 98 inch. And this is a QD mini LED television. And this is a cutting edge display technology that combines both benefits of QLED and mini LED backlighting. It also has zero borders, the Crystal Glow WHVA panel, which is different from the Q6K and the Q7K, which has an anti-glare coating to improve picture quality, especially in brighter rooms. And this series of TVs has up to 3840 local dimming zones, up to 4500 peak brightness, and it will support 144 Hertz. And of course, it is powered by the Google TV operating system. This TV also has voice command, as well as Google Cast, Apple AirPlay, Apple HomeKit, and it will work with Amazon Alexa. And it has the B&O audio system that we'll take a listen to on the full review. So last year, I did unbox the 98-inch version with Be the Installer, but because that TV is so large, we're not going to be reviewing that against this TV, unfortunately. But what I will do is compare this against the Hisense UQG. But keep in mind, all these videos take a lot of time, and I do my best to get these out as soon as I can. In the box, it has this little piece for the feet, and we'll take a look at it in just a moment. And here's the back plate that goes to it. And of course, we have all of the standard stuff, the power cord, remote control, and some instruction books. Once you get everything off the top of the box, all you need to do is just lift up this cardboard piece to go ahead and lift it off of the television. On the front of the TV, it has this little cardboard piece to protect it when it's getting shipped. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything ready so we can mount the base on it. Here's the piece that goes on the back of the TV, and it separates, and that's so you can run the wire maintenance down. And on the bottom of it, it has these metal contacts, which makes it very easy to attach to this piece right here. Now, one thing about this, it has that brush aluminum look to it on the front and black on the back of it. We're just basically gonna take these two pieces, put them together like that. And then it comes with this bag of screws. We just want to go ahead and put that into the bottom here. There's 8 tiny screws. I'll go ahead and put all these in here, and then I'll show you how to attach it to the back of the television. So here's the bottom piece, and there's the screw holes here on the back of it. And there's 2 different locations that you can mount this bracket on. Now I'm going to put it on the bottom one, mainly because I'm going to be comparing this against QM7K one day, and I want to make sure that they're at the same height, so just a little bit less hassle later. Now, if you decide to use a drill, keep in mind you want to use one with a clutch on it. Otherwise, you can strip out the screw holes. Now, before I show you the back of this TV, I want to show you that this TV is a lot thicker, and we're talking about 2 inches thick. So I'll assume this is part of the audio system, but we'll check that out again once we get to the full review so I can get a chance to listen to all the speakers inside of the television. On the back of it, you have this nice checkerboard finish. Down here, there's some ventilation. And here's the back of that stand that I showed you just a minute ago. It's powered by this B&O audio system, and on this one it says Enhance Ultra Bass, so we'll check that out later on. Here's the screw holes for the mounting brackets if you plan on mounting it on the wall. And as far as inputs, we have a USB 3.0, a USB 2.0, Ethernet connection. Of course, it has Wi-Fi built in. We have 2 HDMI 2.1s that will support up to 144 Hertz. We also have a HDMI 2.0, and we have another HDMI 2.0 for eARC, a TV tuner, and a optical output right there at the bottom. Now, TCL does call this a premium QLED mini LED television, and as you can see here, it's got a little bit thicker border on it, but it looks pretty nice. And the power cord looks more like a computer plug, but it doesn't have that third one for the ground, but it plugs right here to the back of the TV and you're all set. Here's a remote control that comes with this TV, has this nice silver finish to it, so they do make it look a lot more premium. And you have all your basic controls, including voice commands, channels, volume, hotkeys at the bottom. And here's a remote control that came with the last year's series. They went from the black over to the silver, but it still has the same look to it as far as the buttons and the layout. And here's a remote control that came with the 2023 model. I still like the design on this. It was nice and slender, but you can see that they have made some changes from this particular design. So we got everything pulled off the television, but the last thing we need to do is remove the screen protector. You'll see an orange tab right here in the corner on most models, so let's go ahead and get it pulled off. I went ahead and got the TV all set up with the Google operating system, and I'll show you that footage a little bit later on in the video. But for now, let's take a quick look at the viewing angles. And as you can see with this WHVA panel, it's going to have really good viewing angles, especially for people who have furniture that's not in the center of the room. This panel also has really good anti-glare coating on it. So if you have a lot of lights and windows in your room, it's not going to be perfect, but it is ideal for people who want to minimize glare on their television. Now I'm still filming the footage for the full review, but I can say that this TV has really good colors. Now, as far as it's accurate or not, I had to hook it up to my calibration tester to see how good it is. But I will tell you that the picture is bright and very vivid, and it has some really good colors. In order to see if this is better than the previous models, I'll have to get to the comparison video, but you can see that the TV does have a really good picture quality. And I can't wait to get to the full review where I can do some more testing on it. This TV does have a game bar. Once it's in game mode, just press and hold the 3 lines on the remote control. At the top of it, you can see the status of the gaming console that you have plugged into it. It also has an aiming aid, a magnifier, different picture modes, as well as auto low latency, variable refresh rate, and a shadow enhancer. If you go into the main menu, you can have the hertz to float on the screen that you can move around. It also supports HDIG, which is a standard to give you the best HDR Dolby Vision for gaming. And you do have a high frame rate mode if you're planning on hooking it up to a computer that supports variable refresh rate through HDMI. And you can also change the themes from blue, green to cartoon if you like. Now let's take a look at gaming with the PS5. Now we're going to take a look at the information and the PlayStation. And as you can see here, it does support variable refresh rate up to 120 Hertz, HDR, as well as SDR. It also supports 1440p at all the different frequencies and 1080p at all the different frequencies. So we took a look at the PS5. Now let's take a look at the gaming settings for the Xbox Series X. Now inside the Xbox, let's take a look at the TV and display options. Well, first of all, you can see that it does support 4K at 120 Hertz. If we do the drop down, we have 1440p as well as 1080p and 720p. Under 4K TV details, as you can see, the QM8K supports everything, and this includes 120 Hertz for Dolby Vision gaming. Under video modes, we have everything in here checked off, and this includes auto low latency, and it does have variable refresh rate. And just the last few things, I want to show you why we have the TV in gaming mode. You do have control of your brightness, black levels, and gamma. You can control all your colors right in here, and this includes the color space. And you do have sharpness, but you don't have your standard motion controls. To set this TV up, the first thing you would do is go ahead and choose your language, choose your region, and you can set this TV up as a Google TV, which is going to require some type of internet service, or you can set this TV up as a basic TV, which includes using an antenna and hooking up external devices. Now, if you have the Google Home app, you can scan it with the barcode, but I'll show you the manual way to do it. Just go ahead and press on down, and then go ahead and enter your Wi-Fi credentials. Now you can use the Ethernet on the back of it while it's doing this process, but next it's going to look for updates. To use the application, it does require a Gmail account. I'll go and enter mine in. And then you want to accept the terms and conditions, but make sure you read through everything. TCL does have a few pop-ups in here, but the main thing, you want to set it up to do automatic updates. Like I said earlier, this TV does support Apple AirPlay and HomeKit, so you can control it with Siri. And now, once this is all done, your setup is complete. All you had to do from this point is just wait for the TV to install all the applications and get it up and running so you can start using it. The last few steps you can do is you can set up your Google Photos to be the screensavers for this television. You can add multiple profiles so you can add your kids as well. And now we can go to Google TV. Now we're on Google TV, you can see that it is a pretty snappy television. I don't see any kind of lag in it whatsoever. If you hook up your antenna and you get channels, you'll see them here. Plus you get free channels from Google if you have the TVs connected to Wi-Fi. There is an app store and you can download plenty of different applications so you can find one that meets your needs. And I'll tell you, there's plenty to choose from because Google has one of the largest operating systems out there for television, so you're going to get plenty of applications. If you buy any movies, it'll end up in the library, and TCL does have some streaming service called TCL TV Plus, and you can go through here and watch free content as well. Being that this is a TCL TV, going back to the applications, you do have a quick panel, and this is so you can see everything at the bottom that's connected. You have T Solo, which is a music player, and you can Bluetooth your phone directly to the TV and play your music, which is a cool feature. This TV does have a built-in wall gallery, so if you're not using the TV, you can have some of these different presets already in your television so you can have something on your screen whenever you're not using it. And you can play files off a USB drive or a network drive if you have it available. Under channels and input, this is where you would scan for channels. Under input, you can see over here on the side, it does support HDMI controls like cable boxes and things like that. You can also have eARC set up. And you can have the TV to power on with external devices. This TV does have plenty of picture settings, screen settings, as well as audio settings, and we'll go over that on the main review. As far as storage, this TV has 52 gigabytes built in, so you have plenty of memory for all your different applications. You can also load some things into it. You have an ambient mode where you can use your Google Photos, art galleries, or custom AI art, which is powered by Google. And if you want to, you can go through here and customize it any way you want as far as the screensavers, top news, and things like that. Now, if you plan on using an external device like a cable box, I would say go in here and switch this over to last item used, so it would automatically choose that input. And this TV does have this energy dashboard where you can control the eco modes. I'll usually say turn some of that stuff off, but I'll leave it up to you if you're looking to save some energy. If you have an Android device, you can cast over to this television. This is where you'll find the Apple AirPlay and HomeKit settings. And down here is where you'll find the Gaming Master features for your inputs to get the best performance. And I do recommend just leave everything on automatic so the TV will detect your consoles or PC, so you don't have anything to worry about trying to figure that out later. And the last few things in here, you can choose if you want to have the indicator turned on the bottom. If you want to see the store demo, you can put it in store mode. And I'm pretty sure this feature right here is every time you change your inputs and you want to see that pop up, you can turn that off here at the bottom. And that's pretty much the features in here. And just so you know, you can pair headphones and accessories to this as well. My first impressions on this QM8K is that I really like this television's design. I like the new remote control, and I like the fact that it is thicker, so it feels more solid whenever you move it around. Also, it does have a upgraded audio system. I would say I still prefer the sound bars instead of built-in TV speakers, but that's my own personal preference. And I do like the fact that the colors look good and the black levels are good as well. Now I'll be doing some testing on this television. We'll check out the brightness and all that stuff on the full review. But if you have questions, make sure you leave that below and I'll see if I can get to some of those answers when I make the full review. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.